How you doing? Hey, I don't know how many of you are near retirement age. I'm getting there. But, we've been told our whole life that if you do things right, okay, you work hard, you go to college or whatever, you get a career, you just work, you raise your family, you do the right thing, and you're going to be able to rest and kick back and enjoy your golden years, right? Retire. And we were sold a bill of goods because that is not happening. It's getting worse as time goes by. At retirement age now, I think 29% of people have no savings at all. None. Nothing. How is that supposed to work? I think all they have is Social Security. That's not going to do it. And maybe Social Security wasn't meant to be a means of a wage, a paycheck to live on, but it was a safety net. And Social Security is a great program, but it's clearly not enough. And with no savings, what are people supposed to do? And I know we can point fingers at why they're there, but it's not a new thing. 43% right now of people, just all people, they don't even have a retirement account. What's going to happen when they get to retirement age? Do you see the problem here? And they're just trying to live. The reason they don't have a retirement account is because things are so expensive. They're trying to stay alive. God forbid they get sick or have some sort of unexpected emergency. What's the stat that 37% of people can't afford a $400 emergency? And you're asking them to save to retire? Jesus Christ. It's so tough. You can't save anything. You can't even save for a rainy day, right? There's just not enough. And the people that are retirement or are trying to retire, that are getting there in 2025, okay, 20 a year ago, right? It was thought that you needed about 580 grand to retire. And as I look at that, I'm thinking that's not going to be, luxury vacations and world traveling. That's just to be able to stay, comfortable and retire. And 1 year later, 2026, it went from there to 823,000 is expected. And that's in 1 year. So what's the result in that? Obviously that's due to inflation, things becoming more expensive. But in 1 year, that's making people, 7% of retirees are having to go back to work just to make ends meet. And, a lot of this shit started in about 1980, okay? And that's when pensions started to just go away completely. And pensions they weren't just a union thing. They happened in other companies. A lot of companies had pensions. And they're dying. In the old days, it was what? It was the gold watch, and you get the paycheck for life. And it was a good thing. You could raise a family. One person could raise a family. You get your pension and live a dignified life. That was the old days. And they changed all that around 1980, got rid of those, and introduced this 401k and sold it as being portable. It's a portability thing. This thing you could move around, have all this control. It's going to you can make more money on it. And, and basically it thrived, it lived in the stock market. So it was a gamble, no matter what, no matter how you slice it, it's still a gamble. And why'd they do that? It was a cost-cutting mechanism for corporations and rich people. They would reward their shareholders, they'd make more money. They was just cutting their costs. And what was it doing? Throwing the workers under the bus. It just over and over it just happens. Now I think there's only 14% of American workers still have pensions. It's basically gone. And it's all with the stock market. The stock market's no sure thing. And as all the money went to the top, CEOs and billionaires, how the CEOs have just, it's been exponential how much they make in ratio to their average employee. It's crazy. So I don't know. The only solution And it always comes back to this, and I just keep repeating this, but there has to be a way. We have to tax these fucking billionaires. They have to give some of this money back. There's no way to live in any semblance of a functioning society with this much money being at the very, very top and the rest of society struggling over breadcrumbs and then getting fingers pointed at them for not working hard enough. And I mean, it seems basic. It really is basic, but it's a heavy lift. It's hard to do. I understand it, but anyway, it's aggravating to me. That's the whole reason I started this channel. It wasn't to get on here. I just wanted to rant because it drives me crazy how greed and money has basically ruined America. And I'm not even sure we can save it at this point. But I feel better after I rant at this stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing good out there. Stay safe. It's freaking crazy right now. Jesus, with all this Trump shit. Anyway, you know, if you like this video, like it for me, subscribe, all that. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks.